Hi, everybody. I'm on early this morning because I need to go running. And I warned you. So some of you will be here and some of you won't, but that's okay because the best thing about Facebook Live is that these broadcasts stay stored on the Facebook page. So you can watch this anytime today, even if you get up later and this isn't your usual time to watch me. Normally, I'm on at 8 and I will resume that schedule tomorrow. But for today, I'm hopping on early because I got to get outside, drive across town, go see Patrice, and go run with her. Just funny story. Last time when I got on early and did this and drove to her house, I walked in the house and I see her husband and Patrice staring at a computer screen, and I hear this voice. I'm like, whose voice is that? It's really loud. And then all of a sudden I look and it's me. And they were doing the replay and they were both like leaning in. Oh my gosh, I'm like, turn that off. It was the silliest thing ever. Anyway, so they were just teasing me. It was pretty funny. But that's when I realized what I look like on the screen in somebody else's house, and that was a shock. Good morning, Dusty. You're our first joiner this morning. Great to see you. Hey, Deanna, Maggie, Sean. Wonderful. Gig Harbor, Washington. Hello. Oh, that's great to see you. I'm wondering if you know the Easleys, because they are the people I know in Gig Harbor. It's great to see everybody this morning. Thanks for getting on so early. So today's essay comes from my book, A Gracious Space. I show it every day, and every day it is still backwards on the camera. Don't know what to do about that. Today's essay is very short, so that turns out to be a little bit convenient for me. And thank you for putting up with the hat, because the hair, because I'm running. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Becky. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Kathy. Hello, Heather. Oh, so much fun to see everybody joining. You know, I'm getting emails and text messages and phone calls like crazy right now. Facebook messages. You're all doing such a great job. You're taking these principles and implementing them in your own unique, personal way, not some script, not a formula. And good things are happening. So many good things. I'm going to try and compile a list of all the amazing changes that are going on in families right now, because I think you'll be really encouraged. And literally, the goal I had when I wrote A Gracious Space, when I write anything on Facebook, whatever you find on the Brave Writer blog, the only goal I have is to return you, to help you actually carry out your best intentions for your homeschool. We all want our children to be educated and happy, not just one or the other. And we all, as home educators, want to be fulfilled and feel like we can measure the progress we're making, not just have it be theoretical or only show up in test scores in time for college. We want to know that each day that goes by, we're making incremental progress toward that elusive goal of an educated, self-starting adult. That's what we're looking for. So one of the things that I try to do with these essays, or on Facebook, or on the blog, or in our Facebook group, the Brave Schoolers, is provide support. Give you the benefit of the wisdom that's come from my personal experience, but also the thousands of other families I've had the privilege of talking to and interacting with over the last 25 years. And that's basically it. So when I put these things together and I read and I write, what thrills me more than anything is when you write back and you say something like, here's what it looked like in my family. Here's how I took that notion and applied it to the thing I really wanted to get done, or the vision I really hoped I could have. It's a permission slip. It's me just being your cheerleader, right? We all know what the game is, and now we're trying to figure out how to activate our best selves. So here we go. Day 12. It's very short. Cut, clip, hug, kiss. Something to think about. All those hours you spend clipping, gluing, straightening, painting, organizing, planning, outlining, and listing, they're great because they're what you have to do. But what will your kids remember? Connection. Balance the work with relating, hugging, kissing, eye contact, and listening every day. Quote of the day: "A mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world," said dear Agatha Christie, who I would not have expected to have said that quote, to be honest. Sustaining thought. For every moment you spend planning and organizing, cutting and clipping, take another moment to hug and kiss your kids, regardless of their ages. So the message of today is very simple. You have a ton to do every day. And in your hyper-conscientiousness to get it all done, don't forget to smile, to be present, to give a generous invitation to connection through a hug, a kiss, squeezing of a shoulder. I'll tell you a story and then we'll be done today. In one of my very first webinars, seminars, it wasn't a webinar, it was, before the dawn of the internet, I was speaking at a homeschool support group meeting, and I was living in Los Angeles at the time. This was back before charter schools, so it was considered an independent study program, and all of these homeschoolers would sign up for these programs, and then they would offer classes of instruction for teachers. And the word got out that I was a professional writer. So I was invited to come speak to homeschooling parents to explain to them how to grow writers in the family. So I did an entire evening on free writing, and this was literally the first time that I spoke in sort of an invitational context like that. So I was really well prepared, and I sat down. I walked in and everyone was sitting down. There's probably a group of 30 or 40 adults, men and women in this room, plus true educators, people who had worked in the system. When I say true, I just mean credentialed. You guys are true educators too. But anyway, I walk in, I start talking, and I'm explaining the nature of free writing. This openness, this allow your child to write anything they want on the pageness, this open up your heart and let whatever's in it come out. Even I'm stuck and I hate this. And I gave my whole free writing pitch to this group. And I said, here's how we get started. Get out a sheet of paper, take out a pencil, and put those on the table. And then shake out hands, crack your neck, roll back your shoulders. And I said, and as a parent, you can just go by and knead the shoulders of your children before they get started. And immediately this mom raises her hand. She says, wait, did you say rub the shoulders before the child starts writing? And I said, yeah. And she says, oh my gosh. And I said, what? She says, this morning before my son was going to write, he asked me to rub his shoulders. And I said to him, no more delaying. Don't try to get out of this. It's time for schoolwork. You are not going to have me rubbing your shoulders. And there was like this silence in the room. And then I said, you're at home. You're not in school. This is not like school. Because honestly, you can't rub shoulders in school. You might get charged with, sexual assault, with inappropriate contact. You have to keep your distance in school. But you don't at home. This is one of the reasons you kept your children home. It's so you can rub their shoulders right before they start writing. It's so they can sit in your lap while you're reading them a book. It's so that you can tease and tickle them. It's so that you can play with them. It's so that you can make one-on-one eye contact because you don't have 30 other faces that you also have to look at. So in all your busyness today, throwing in the next load of laundry, checking off the things on your list, heading to the supermarket, hold someone's hand, put an arm around someone. If you've got teenagers, hug them, even if they seem to not love it. You want to certainly not violate them. Everybody has a jurisdiction over their own bodies. So I'm not saying that. If you're in a very hostile relationship with your teenager, don't violate their boundaries. But if you're in a garden variety relationship with your teen right now, wake up and ask for a hug. Say, I need a hug, and see what happens. Sometimes they are champion hug givers. Because, I loved when my teenage boys got bigger. Suddenly I was engulfed in a hug. It was no longer me engulfing them. Liam, who is my fourth child, he has red hair and it's very, very curly. And when he was a baby, all the way till he was about 5, it was just ringlets on his head. And he used to sit in my lap and his little ringlets would tickle my chin. And I still can feel what that felt like because that was such a powerful feeling for me. And he was by far the most koala bear-like child I had. I mean, he was just glued to my body for about 5 years. Did you have a child like that? Anyway, he grew up. And out of all 5 kids, he is the tallest and the gangliest. He's, 6'2". His hair is more like a trimmed Brillo pad. It's not all soft, curly ringlets anymore. And now he hugs me, and my head tucks under his chin. Isn't that amazing? And when he gives me those bear hugs, it totally makes my day. So, whether you have a ringlet child, a koala bear child, a middler who just wants you to laugh and make jokes and tell puns, or a teenager who needs a high five or a hug, add that to the to-do list today. Okay? And I'm going to go running. And I love seeing everybody checking in. If you would share this broadcast with other homeschoolers, I really appreciate it. Our community is growing and it's making a difference because we're changing the culture of homeschool together. We're helping everybody embrace each other and care about their kids and not be hostile. Everybody's welcome and we're all doing it together. So I appreciated that. Melissa says, unsolicited hugs from towering teen boys. It's the best. I totally agree. On that note, have a fabulous day. I will be back here right in this seat tomorrow at 8 a.m. and we will do day 13. Ooh, maybe I should give a preview. Day 13 is called Do No Harm. It's going to be a good one. All right, everybody. Live honestly, write bravely, hug tenderly. I'll see you tomorrow.